On October 14, 2017, Frances Brown, a 53-year-old Indigenous woman, went out into the forest to pick mushrooms just outside of Smithers, BC. Frances was very familiar with this pastime and participated each year. On this date, Frances and a companion were busy finding mushrooms when they became separated, something that didn't alarm her companion at first. As the day progressed and the time came to leave, there was still no sign of Frances. Although it wasn't uncommon for her to wander and the area in which they were picking was very well known to both people, there was no reason to worry. At first they assumed that Frances may have gone on into the forest a little further than usual after finding choice mushrooms. So her companion stayed waiting for Frances to reappear. She even decided to retrace some of the steps, calling out her name without any response. After this failed to elicit any response from Frances, her companion rushed back to her vehicle and drove into town to raise the alarm. A search party was quickly organized and active until nightfall, and for the next several days searches combed through every inch of the area, looking for clues that could unlock the mystery of where she was hidden. The search continued from October 15th to the 22nd. Some theories have suggested that Frances, being over 50 years old, that perhaps she simply had a heart attack while picking mushrooms and her body is laying underneath the underbrush, missed by the searchers. Her family, however, is adamant that Frances did not have any underlying health issues whatsoever. Adding to the evidence against this theory is that there is regular foot traffic in this very area, searching for mushrooms popping up from the underground, and they have never found any sign of her since. Also, there were a series of cleanup projects in the area that showed no sign of Frances. A second theory is that she was coaxed off of the trails by someone and met with foul play. This assumes that she knew her attacker and that they were able to take her without Frances sending an alert to her companion. A third theory focuses on the Highway of Tears corridor in BC. Could she be a victim of a serial killer that preys upon the unsuspecting and vulnerable Indigenous women along the roadsides of Highway 16. But Frances's family still holds out that she will return home one day. They fondly remember her as a friendly, healthy lady with basket in hand, traveling along the woods, plucking up delicious little morsels that spring from the forest floor. Her nephew did a year-long trek across Canada, bringing attention to her life and her mysterious disappearance that left a gaping hole in her family. They are really hoping that someone will step forward one day and present them with the answers that they need to bring Frances back home. The RCMP continue to investigate, and her file remains open and active. Anyone with any information regarding the disappearance of Frances is asked to please contact the Smithers RCMP at 250-847-3233, file number 2017-4312.